Another school, another shooting, another community shattered. Every so often, something happens that shakes us awake. A moment when reality forces us to ask, how safe are our children? On September 10th, 2025, Evergreen High School in Colorado became the backdrop for one of those moments. At around 12:24 p.m. local time, a 16-year-old male student opened fire at Evergreen High School, located about 28 miles southwest of Denver. Armed with a revolver, he fired both inside and outside the school building. Three students were hospitalized. One is still in critical condition, another was treated and released, and the shooter himself was also injured. A fourth student was hurt while fleeing, not by gunfire, but while escaping in panic. The first 911 calls came in just after noon. Officers arrived within 2 minutes, and they confronted the shooter within 5. Remarkably, law enforcement never fired a single shot during the confrontation. Later that evening, the 16-year-old suspect died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Whoa, beyond the headlines. Why does this matter so much? First, the speed of response. Police were on scene within minutes, and yet even that could not prevent the tragedy. It shows just how fragile those moments are. Second, the location. Evergreen is not a big city. It's suburban, quiet, and, until now, considered safe. But events like this remind us there is no safe place immune from school shootings. Third, the toll on mental health. Schools are supposed to be safe spaces of learning and growth. Instead, they have become stages of fear. Students, survivors, families, teachers, first responders, all carry scars that extend far beyond the headlines. And finally, the broader context. School shootings in the United States are no longer isolated events. They are part of a pattern that has haunted communities across the nation for decades. The questions left behind. This case leaves us with more questions than answers. Who was this teenager? What was going on in his life? Did anyone notice warning signs? Was there a chance for intervention? Were his victims targeted? Or were they chosen at random? And at a bigger level, what prevention systems were in place at the school? Which ones worked and which ones failed? Colorado has faced these questions before, from Columbine to STEM School Highlands Ranch to today. Each tragedy adds urgency, but policy changes remain slow and inconsistent. But what can be done? So what can be done to stop this cycle? First, schools need stronger mental health resources. Students should have access to counselors, early intervention, and safe ways to seek help. Second, effective threat assessment programs. Teachers, staff, and students should be trained to recognize behaviors that may indicate danger and know exactly how to respond. Third, safe firearm storage and stronger gun regulations. Many school shooters are minors who access weapons at home. Secure storage laws, background checks, and age restrictions can reduce the risk. Fourth, emergency training and communication. Drills, clear lockdown procedures, and fast reunification sites all save lives. Evergreen's response prevented a far worse outcome, but even that wasn't enough. And finally, community healing. Trauma doesn't vanish when the cameras leave. Survivors need long-term counseling and support to rebuild trust in their schools and in society. Tsun, what this means for all of us. Here's the hardest truth. As shocking as Evergreen feels, for many Americans, this has become normal, and that normalization is dangerous. So the question is, do we accept this reality or do we demand change? Parents, students, educators, we all have a role. Pay attention to warning signs. Take threats seriously. Encourage open communication. Lawmakers face the toughest choices. How do we balance rights with safety? How do we create policies that actually protect students? Avoiding the conversation is no longer an option. Conclusion. A school should be the safest place on earth. Instead, Evergreen High School has joined a long list of American schools marked by tragedy. This event demands more than sorrow. It demands action. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, and subscribe. And more importantly, let's keep this conversation alive, because change begins when we refuse Another school,